Today I'm going over my top 10 books of 2020 and I'm so excited. Stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome back to Books with Kimberly. I am so excited to get into the top 10 books that I read in 2020. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get into these top 10 books. I am so excited because all 10 of my books are by Black authors and are about Black people. So that's just beautiful to me. 9 of the 11 books that I'm going to mention, I have standalone reviews and discussions for. Y'all know I love to do a discussion and review of the books I like. So some of these books should be very familiar to you if you've been keeping up and watching my reviews. So definitely go back and watch the reviews if you have not. I'm going to start off with the honorable mention. The book is One to Watch by Kate Stayman-London. Kate Stayman-London is a white author, and this book is about a white character. This book is about plus size representation. Check out my review on it, but a brief description of what this book is about is B is a blogger, and she is asked to become the first contestant on Main Squeeze, which is a spin on a bachelorette type show. So in this book, fat phobia is discussed, body positivity, and it's just great to see plus size representation, a plus size woman in fashion who is dressing to the nines and who is doing it up and out there trying to find love. So let's get into the real countdown. Book number 10 is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. You guys, this book is YA fantasy. It was my favorite YA fantasy that I read in 2020. This book is about Princess Karina and Malik, and the two of them are on a journey that intersects. Both of them have very difficult tasks to complete in order to save someone really close to them. This book centers around African folklore. It's just a really good book. There's magic, so there's black boy joy and black girl magic. And number 9 is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I just love that it's one of those books that has me thinking about it weeks after I read it. And this book is about Pecola Breedlove, who wants more than anything to have blue eyes. She is described as a dark child, very ugly, dark skinned, teased and belittled by her classmates and everyone actually. And she just wants to be beautiful. She wants blue eyes like the little white girls, Shirley Temple, all the little white girls, the white dolls, that black people, of course, see as the image of beauty. Book number 8 is by my fave, Octavia E. Butler. It is Fledgling. And you guys, this book is sentimental to me because this is the book that I did my first ever book review and discussion on. And it's also the first book I read by Octavia E. Butler. This book is about Shori, who wakes up in a cave and she does not know who she is or what she is. She just appears to be an 11-year-old black child. But comes to find out, she is actually 53 and she's a vampire. A melanated vampire at that, which is very rare because most vampires are pale with blue eyes, blonde hair, and they cannot be out in the sun for long because it will burn their pale skin. But because Shori has this melanated skin, she's an experiment done by her parents, and she has melanated skin. This allows her to stay out in the sun longer and it amps up her powers. But some people do not like this and they are out to kill Shori because of her differences. Don't that sound familiar? Book number 6 and 7 is Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. These two books are a part of a series. There was going to be a third book, but unfortunately Octavia E. Butler passed away. Parable of the Sower starts off with Lauren Alamina. She is a 17-year-old living in California. This is a post-apocalyptic America. America is a hot mess. There's so much violence, poverty, and people are hungry and desperate and will do anything to get that food. So Lauren and her family live in this bricked off gated community But this community ends up being destroyed, and Lauren and the survivors of her community, they go on a journey to find a new place to settle and call home. Parable of the Talents opens up with Lauren, who is the leader of Acorn, which is the new settlement that she founded, Acorn, and their religion is Earthseed. Earthseed is the religion that she created when she was 17 years old, or probably even younger. And so this book goes through her life, and it talks about the growth of Acorn and her people, and her wanting to do her missionary work and really teach Earthseed to others, because she wants it to be a big religion out there like Christianity. And it goes through her life, and her daughter tells some of the story, and it's a lot of misfortune that happens in this story, but it's very interesting and a really good read. Book number 5, you guys, is another Octavia E. Butler book, and I promise you it is the last one on my list. But if you read Octavia E. Butler, you should understand why I love her books so much and why they are on my top 10 list. The next Octavia E. Butler book, number 5, is Wild Seed, you guys. Wild Seed I did not do a review for, but it is definitely my favorite book by Octavia E. Butler because it is just so different. And it's a different way of looking at science fiction. This book is about 2 African immortals. Doro is like a spirit, and he can jump in and out of other people's bodies. He can see you, jump into your body, you're immediately dead, and he has now taken over your body and can live in you until that body starts to deteriorate and he needs to jump into another body. The other main character is Aniwanu, and she is a shapeshifter. She can shapeshift into any woman, she can any man of any race, age, whatever. And also she can shapeshift into animals. She is shapeshift in the story. She shapeshifts into an eagle, into a dolphin, and she lives among the dolphins for quite some time, and she even breeds, you guys, with other dolphins. So that was very interesting. I really love this story. Book number 4 is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I really love this book. It is about Ziamara. She is an Afro-Latina Dominican. She loves poetry, you guys. This book is so interesting because it goes into her day-to-day life. She's a 15-year-old trying to figure out her way through life, figure out her body. People are judging her because of her curves and, you know, just making up rumors about her. Her mom even treats her differently because she now has a developed body. She feels like she doesn't have a voice because she's being raised in a very strict Dominican Catholic household, and so poetry is her outlet, and her poetry is so good. I listened to this book as an audio, and Elizabeth Acevedo, just the way she cited those poems, and you really felt the emotion, and it was just tugging at my heart the whole time. And then there was a love story. I love young love, so I really enjoyed this book. Book number 3 is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I really enjoyed this one as well. This book is about Claudia. She is looking for her best friend Monday, who is missing, and she's missing for months and months, and no one is helping Claudia find her best friend. I really like that Tiffany Jackson, she put a spotlight on the missing brown girls in DC. This story takes place in DC right around that time that was happening. And so I love that she brought in something so real into a fictional novel and just the mystery of it all. Book number 2 is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I really enjoyed this book. This is my favorite romance of 2020. It is a comedic romance, which I think I'm really in love with comedic romance. I think that is my favorite genre when it comes to romance. So I really enjoyed the humor, the lightness of the story. This book is about Chloe Brown. She has a chronic illness. She's always in pain. And so her family just hovers over her. So she has a near-death experience one day coming home. She puts together a list of things that she wants to accomplish, and one of the things is to move out, and she moves into an apartment, and Redford is her superintendent. The two of them have this bickering relationship, but they end up really liking each other, and he helps her with her list and completing the things on it, and it's just really, really cute. The last book, you guys, number 1 is The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. I predicted this book would be my favorite of the year, and it absolutely was. This book is about Stella and Desiree. They are twins, light skinned. Stella decides to run off and live the rest of her life as a white woman, forgetting about her sister and her family in the past. She decides to pass as a white woman. This was a very interesting read. It had me mad at Stella because she was doing the most. And it also it was so heartfelt, wanting the best for Jude, who is Desiree's daughter, who's dark skinned and deals with a lot of colorism issues. It was just a really good book. I enjoyed it so much. And thank you all for tuning in to another Books with Kimberly video. Let me know what your favorite book of 2020 was. And I look forward to more videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.